Alright. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Florencio Files, where we see the cheesiest Protoss player in the world bring sadness to his opponents on the StarCraft 2 ladder. In the bottom right side, this is Mechatron, aka Florencio, and his opponent, his victim, perhaps his defeater in this game, as he does send us in quite a few losses after we initially complained a long time ago. He likes to keep us guessing. It is, of course, Omni Skeptic from Platinum Heroes. I love how there's always team names like that, like Bronze, Silver, Gold Warriors or something, Platinum Heroes. It's like, usually by the time you have a team, you play together in some clan wars, it's like only a matter of time until you're all in Diamond League. Maybe a few Masters or GMs out of the most try-hard. So I'm not sure what MMR or skill level this at, but we'll see what goes on, as it is a forge on the low ground into a gateway. Looks like a full wall, but I think he needs a pylon to fully close it. I'm not quite sure. Maybe not. Either way, Overlord sees a probe coming in. Do we see a reaction? Spawning pulls down at a very quick time. So Omni Skeptic with a super tight opening and a very safe pull timing. But look, wait, that was two probes stacked on top of each other? No, instant rewind. Sorry, guys. I didn't even realize he stacked two probes on top of each other perfectly by telling them to mine from the same mineral patch. And then, look at that, out of the Zerg's vision. This is the Zerg's vision. He didn't see that. Oh, it's a classic trick, that one. So, the reason he's harassing with the probe is just to act like, oh, you know, it's just a scout. I'm just harassing your drones. And that brings all the Zerg's attention up there into his main. He even loses the probe, which probably not necessary, but who cares? He's going to be able to put down a cannon and a pylon. And even if drones are pulled to pull that, he could build another cannon and surround that with pylons on the low ground. Omni Skeptic is going to have no information. Says, you know you deserve that. I'm sorry. LMAO, sorry, the color changed because I was on his vision, guys. You know you deserve that. Laugh my ass off. Oh, I don't know if you're going to be the last one laughing here, Omni Skeptic. Oh my gosh, the hatchery finishes. The Overlord's almost dying. Two cannons are up there on the low ground, and now Omni Skeptic knows they're in trouble. Oh no, Zerglings rallying out to their death as well. Now, a Roach Warren's going down, so Skeptic's gonna break out with Ravages. You know, this is actually really good crisis management. I've been casting so many Terran games, right? So many Zerg games of flow. I'm realizing, this seems like pretty Masters. The way his opponents are responding, hitting injects, spending the money, building extra Overlords, taking a second gas and a Roach Warren to get the fastest Ravages. Probably will lose the hatchery, but can just replace it with those drones. Just has to watch it. Oh, the Queen goes down. That's a bit of a bummer. Could have got the creep started here. And oh, look, there's already a probe waiting to cannon rush a base if it goes up there. Now, interestingly, a lair goes down, so Omni Skeptic is thinking about a Nydus worm. Meanwhile, Mechatron, Florencio. I feel like now I'm just imagining a goddamn sewer mermaid doing the Macarena, but it's called the Mecharencio. I don't know why. Also, oh, he thinks about putting down a second Cybercore, but doesn't go for it just yet. He's got a Zealot coming over. Those drones, yeah, they're going to go take the third. But is Omni Skeptic doing too much at once, right? Roaches, lair, fully drones this base, so already has a much better economy than a lot of Florencio's opponents ever get to. 25 drones doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're mining both gases, how often do we see Zergs let their work account on minerals drop down to like 8 or 10? So this is actually a pretty good defense. Unfortunately, oh, the lava kicked out of the bird's nest, essentially. There's what happens when they get off creep, and they do shatter once they leave the nice warm home. The Nydus worm is there. This probe is still sitting here. Hasn't seen the hatchery just yet, so it's going to be a Nydus response up against Stargate. Second Queen is building. 2 Queens can beat a Void Ray, but not if it's got batteries with it. And if there's 2 or 3 Void Rays, it's going to be much harder. So Skeptic is kind of locking himself into a very inflexible game plan. It's going to be a lot of Roaches and Roach speed, though. Already, just the constant production for Omni Skeptic is out of this world. It's only one base macro, but a lot of players panic in these scenarios and make mistakes even at the top level. So I'm actually very impressed with Omni Skeptic in terms of managing the execution. The question is the strategy good enough? Because Florencio didn't build and expand, and you can see that. So choosing to Nydus Worm is super committed, and it means there's a good chance he's going to have Void Rays soon. He's got one cannon, one battery, another cannon's almost here. It's not out just yet. If he can focus that cannon down before the battery finishes, maybe. No, he's up. Battery's up. He's got to pull out. Oh, no, you can't fight battery overcharge, buddy. You cannot fight battery overcharge. Yeah, okay, a wise pullback. And that battery overcharge will buy time for one Void Ray to get out. Is it enough, though? One Void Ray. There's 2 queens there. He can kill the red hit point one. Oh, nice focus. Get the Nydus. Oh, he pops it in the Nydus. I'm telling you, Omni Skeptic is legit, guys. He just popped the queen in the Nydus. Omni Skeptic is basically pro gamer executing this right now. Both queens get down to red, but they hide in the Nydus. They can pop out when they have transfuse energy. There's spores building there. Flo's running a zealot around the map going, where's your expansion? Zerg doesn't have an expansion, mate. You can't kill what isn't there. Oh, Omni Skeptic. I'm so impressed right now. There's a 3rd queen that could be popping into the Nydus as well. But can you actually breach this main base? The roaches could run around and just focus down a lot of probes. But then your attack's pretty much over. He's going to go in again. It's a while. Oh, battery overcharge is almost ready. And Void Rays do lots of damage. Okay, double transfuse comes in. He's going to go for it. He knows the queens can potentially beat the Void Ray now, but there is 2 Void Rays. He's got to move at least 1 spore forward, I think. And yet another battery overcharge. Oh my lord, that's so frustrating. Okay, he's got more queens on the way. More queens and roaches are going to be able to pop out. Morphing Ravagers, which can bile down the cannons and force those Void Rays to dodge. And he's building so much cannon battery. And he's trying to get a fleet beacon. I really do think just getting more Void Rays is probably the answer here, combined with batteries and micro. But he's going to try to get Tempest out to outrange this. Florencio always going for the strategic rather than brute force option. Oh, okay, Biles though. Look at that. Biles take out a cannon. That pylon getting weak. Another pylon in the back. He's wisely reinforcing those. Doesn't want to get it all depowered. And if he can get out a few Tempests, he's good. But if you can bile down these Stargates, I mean, that's gonna be pretty much it. Follow him. I'd be moving those spores forward as well. Omni Skeptic though, doing really good micro. Okay, 1 more pylon down. Dude, okay, a Tempest is morphing right now. It's building, I should say. I guess they don't morph. They build, they warp in, whatever the hell Protoss units do. This game is actually kind of wild though at this point. Okay, so the Void Rays are there. Oh no, he changed his rally point accidentally. He's not rallied to the Nydus anymore? Okay, I don't know what happened, but his Zerglings just ran into the cannons and died. Transfuse! Oh, Omni Skeptic's first big mistake of the game. I mean, it wasn't even that huge, to be honest. It was just the first mistake, I almost want to say, execution-wise. Omni Skeptic has been on the ball and takes out an extra cannon. The Void Rays took some biles as well. And you know what? I think Omni Skeptic can overwhelm this base. There's 2 cannons left. They could get biled down. Omni Skeptic may be taking a little bit too long to commit. There's only 1 base for Flo. I don't see Florencio winning this game. He's going to get overwhelmed. He's pulling probes, but he's got no damage behind it. There's only 1 cannon shooting. Extra batteries trying to go down. But I don't think there's any way Florencio could win this. I actually think Omni Skeptic here, like I said, near perfect execution, is actually going to hit him with the Nydus, and I don't see how he defends. That queen's getting low. Transfuse. Omni Skeptic drops the transfuse. Ooh, look out for the battery overcharge, though. And look out for the battery overcharge. Omni Skeptic's building a hatch out at the 3rd base. Florencio's the kind of cat who in the midst of this might think about cannon rushing that. What do you mean the kind of cat to think about? I mean the kind of guy who is so unworried about the fact that you are literally in the middle of garroting him to the point where he can think about punching you in the balls. Like, it's not even because he thinks it'll stop you from garroting him. It's because he thinks it'll be funny to punch you in the balls. This is Florencio's entire personality summed up. He's also broke, guys. Florencio's pretty broke right now. He's only got 15 workers. 2 of them are on the map right now, so he's only got 13 here. 12 that are actually mining. Biles, not quite landing. What does he do? More queens? Oh, more queens and more spores. Oh, he's going to double down on the spores. So interesting choice for Skeptic. Omni Skeptic's going to try and take this on with Queen, Roach, Ravager. And that can work, but he needs to be biling on the static defenses that can't dodge, not the Tempests. Oh, that battery, yeah, the Tempest, they're getting battery overcharged really well. I think with the spores, you can shove the spores far enough forward. The Tempest won't have anywhere to run. And the Roach Ravager, if they can kill the probes while the Queens fight the Tempest, I think Omni Skeptic might be solving this problem. Yeah, he's doing it. Loses a Ravager. Piles not landing on anything important, though. That is definitely potentially a problem. Void Rays are moving out right now. Florencio's moving across the map with his Void Rays. He's just flown out with them. The Queen's still not able to get damage on because of the batteries healing these Tempests. And the Queens are starting to fall. All the probes are still alive. If you kill the probes, you can actually pull back and just macro out of this, like hands off the mouse and keyboard essentially. Oh no, once again guys, he's accidentally changed his rally point. Just that muscle memory kicking in the frantic situation. Roach's rallying out and dying into the cannons. And you know what? This is still such a fragile situation for Florencio because his whole economy is right next to the Zerg army and the creep. But his Void Rays come out. They catch a queen on the other side of the map. Florencio says, no. We're gonna put you in a situation where it's one base versus one base. He needs to pop a Nydus down here. If he doesn't pop a Nydus here, he can't save that base. He was building a Spire. Omni Skeptic's like panicking right now. He's like, oh crap, what do I build to deal with this? I mean, Corruptors do counter Tempest super hard, but will they be able to actually get that going? The Roach Ravager going after this. The Queens are not in high enough numbers to beat the Tempests anymore. But Omni Skeptic still trying to overwhelm these Tempests head to head. And I think that second wave of Spores was an overcommitment. The Void Ray counterattack was genius for Florencio. One Reddit Point Zealot is killing so many drones. Oh no. How did he get out there even with all those drones? Did he build them all on that base? He must have. Omni Skeptic is going to be stuck on one base. Florencio, the funny thing is, yeah, he's actually killed a lot more of Omni Skeptic stuff, which means his base will last longer. So if this can just stay on one base versus one base, Tempest's really efficient because they can just kite these units from afar. Omni Skeptic's still going in here. I think this is a losing battle at this point, but remember, sorry, you know you deserved that. That probe of Florencio got super antsy in the early stage, and I think Omni Skeptic has a little bit more than pride on the line after dropping that message in the chat and then realizing he'd been cannon rushed without even realizing it. Okay, the Nydus is gone. The aggression is dead. Florencio's main base has been resecured. He's still got a probe going. He's thinking about expanding. He's going to expand. Florencio's like, time to macro. I've reset you to one base. I killed your hatch. Let's do it. And now Omni Skeptic has nothing on the ground, right? What do you got? Like 3 Ravagers, a Roach, and a Queen. He's going to build a pack of Corruptors. And they do beat Tempests, but they can't fight anywhere near the cannons or batteries. And the Void Rays are a problem for them. This Void Ray, only 133 hit points and shields combined, though. So the Corruptors can take that down. Maybe 2 volleys? It's 5. There'll be 6 Corruptors soon. All right, Ravager's going to start to work their way out of this base. Gets the probe. Starts to damage the cannons. Ooh, straight Corruptor. Already down below half-life. Okay. The Ravager's going to need to kill the cannon, but there's more cannons on the low ground. And he's building batteries as well. And look at that. He pulls them back to the cannons. The Tempests are going to hit you whenever you disengage. There's batteries going down there. Batteries and backup pylons as well. Trying to build spores is Omni Skeptic. If Omni Skeptic kills this army, Omni Skeptic can still re-expand, play a normal game. The Ravagers can break out of pretty much unlimited cannons. The question is, how do you engage the air without dying to the cannons? How do you engage the cannons without losing your Ravagers to the Tempests? Florencio casually expanding underneath his opponent's creep spread. And Omni Skeptic, like I said, I mean, mechanically has handled this so well. The money is kept so low. Microed the Queens and the Spores really well, the Ravagers as well. But the choices in terms of how hard to commit, I think Omni Skeptic needed to do more damage when there was only 1 Tempest out. Now there's 3 Tempests, 2 Void Rays. Gets a Ravager. What's the Corruptor count? 8 Corruptors. Soon to be 10. I think that's going to be go time when there's 10 Corruptors out. And, oh, he's going to go a little bit beforehand. Corruptors are going to dive. And he's going to go for the Void Ray on red hit points. But he can't kill it. He sees the battery sealing it, realizes he can't get it, and he's just lost 2 Corruptors and another Ravager. More Biles go down, but they only hit the pylon. The fleet is still strong here for Florencio. It's all in the orange and the yellow, but if it gets back to the shield batteries, the cannon fire support, it'll be a big problem. Void Rays versus Corruptors. 1 Void Ray does fall. Corruptors trying to fight. There's a Bile that does hit a Tempest. Nice shots there for Omni Skeptic, but is it going to be enough? You've only managed to kill 1 Void Ray in that fight. 1 Void Ray earlier in this game. And you've just lost 5 Corruptors. The Spore's going to come forward to try and help support this, get a little bit of extra damage. The Bile's trying to land on this army. I feel like you need to Bile behind it to punish him when he retreats. I think at this point, Florencio is just sitting there smiling, right? Yeah, he's probing up. He's back on full mining in the main, half a base of minerals and 2 gases, and he's pumping out Void Rays. He says, I know you're on Corruptors. Void Rays hard counter Corruptors. I can do whatever I want. Now, he's flying over here, so I think he's just said, look, at this point, you're dead in the water on one base. If I can deny any expansions, that's how I can definitely potentially secure a win. And finding this only drone that's on the map, it's pretty effective. Nydus Worm goes up on the other side of the map with that creep spread. And it does activate a quick recall. The Void Ray and the Tempest, though, going to make quick work of that Nydus. And the Corruptor coming forward. The Corruptor's not really able to find anything. One Ravager, one Queen are going to take forever to break out of here. And he's just going to take 2 gases. Flows like 25 probes. That is enough. Okay, more cannons, more batteries coming up. His probe will come forward. Oh, the Queen dies. Oh my god, the Caustic Spray is not going to work out. The Ravager falls. I mean, what are you going to do? You got nothing. There's no way to re-expand now. Somehow that drone survived. And I mean, at a certain point in the game, guys, you know you're going to lose. You know you're going to end up that night in a prison cell. You might as well urinate publicly before you go. Hey, officer, look at this. He says, unzipping his fly. Unfortunately for him, Constable Florencio is not really one to mess around with, mate. And as impressive as your Caustic Spray stream may have been, public urination is in fact a crime under the Protoss Charter of dominance over the Cthulhu sector. And Omni Skeptic here, he had his little last hurrahs, but unfortunately, a death sentence is, of course, the final price you got to pay for that one. GG, well played. Florencio gets another win under his belt here. And, you know you deserve that. Well, thank you very much. Big thanks to Max Apollo God, Colonel SC, and Modern Totem, as well as everybody else here over on our Wall of Bacon. Big thanks for the support. If you guys do want to support the channel, please do consider checking out the Patreon. It's in the link below. We'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.